party, the colors you want everybody to wear, the theme, your graduation for Johnny's little graduation. You want people to pull up this year and do a parade. The wedding anniversary you having, you got it mapped out where y'all going, when you coming back, what you're going to do when you get there. But then people get to 65 and go, uh-oh, I wasn't prepared for this. Guys, you got to give your money a plan. If you don't have a plan for your money, somebody else does. You got to give your money a game plan. So what Equity Max does, it says, hey, you'll be debt-free by this date if you follow this plan. You'll be a millionaire by this date if you follow this plan. Now, your job is just to use the money that you're currently making and stick to the plan, because your creditors have a bad plan for you. I can promise you that right now. Now, you heard Larry allude to Wealth Max. Let me show you guys how this looks, just so you understand. All the pillars have what's called Ask the Expert. So now you can chat with the expert if you have any questions, and you just upload your documents to our experts, and they do all the work on your behalf. Money Max, upload, ask the experts. Credit Max, upload 3 reports. TransUnion Equifax Experian, ask the experts. Equity Max, upload your interest rate, your debt. The experts do an analysis. Wealth Max is the one that requires a consultation, because now you're having a private, confidential conversation with licensed and trained professionals. Now what happens? Once you qualify and they see that you can afford it, you can now qualify for what's called land banking and private banking. Let me show you guys this. At a normal traditional banking, you get low rates of return on your money. They have stipulations. They lend your money. It's called arbitrage. They lend your money, make money off all the interest you've given them, and then when you come in for a loan, you may get turned down, right? Well, with private banking, it's not backed by the stock market, so it doesn't have that volatility. It's backed by the insurance industry. And I don't know if you guys know this, but your money's insured by the FDIC. So if your money's insured in the bank, who's bigger, insurance companies or banks? The answer is insurance companies are way bigger than banks, because banks actually have to get insured. Insurance is on certain financial instruments. So if you think about it, you can have $80,000 in your private reserve account. So Larry, if I need to borrow $30,000, do you know you would think that my balance would drop down to 50? It still draws interest as if there's $80,000 in there. A private reserve account is an instrument that wealthy people have used for years, and only 6% of the population actually understands it and has one. Newsflash, guys, wealthy people do not keep their money in checking and savings. A private reserve account allows you to borrow money against yourself, become the bank, and not have all the penalties and headaches that a bank would have. Now, Larry, before we show them the money, talk about land banking. Why is it important to purchase land in the path of growth? What does that mean out in Green Energy Valley, California?
Brian, this is unique. MWR Financial, they have their own team of surveyors. They go out and get these city plans around these major cities, and they look and give us an opportunity to invest toward land that's considered to be in the path of growth. Like right here on the slide, you see Mr. Warren Buffett. He's out of Antelope Valley, California. He's dumping his money out there because he knows that the future is going to hold some big corporations coming into that area. The same with NASA. NASA have projected opportunities to grow out in that area. So what we do, we invest toward that land, and when we get to sell it, buy it at wholesale rate, we get to sell it and get retail value, meaning that your money is going to be quadruple down the line. This is it. MWR Financial Professionals, they do all the negotiating and keep your money tied to that land. So when you do sell it, you're going to reap the benefits off of that.
So I want y'all to think about this before I show you the money. I want y'all to think about this before we go. So if Warren Buffett is spending $2.5 billion in Antelope Valley, California to get ready for his green energy transportation system, he must know something about that area.
Oh, yeah.
If the Olympics are coming to Green Energy Valley, California in 2028, they must know something about that thriving area. And Larry, you'll appreciate this. The Armed Forces, NASA, they're bringing 6,000 jobs to Green Energy, California over the next 10 years. Well, Brian, what's your point? My point is they're saying that Green Energy Valley, California, that's the nickname. It's called Antelope Valley. 60 miles outside of LA is following the same pattern that Silicon Valley did 20 years ago. They're seeing the exact same similarities. So our consulting firm went and bought some land wholesale, and then we can get the wholesale discount from them before it sells retail. So what you want to do is make sure you get your hands on this deed and land certificate, like my good friend Don Wilson, Ruthie Rodriguez, and Melissa Jackson here. They're holding their deeds. So when they sell it retail, your profit or your return on your investment is something like you definitely wouldn't see in a bank. See, people miss this, but land is a real asset. You see, it's not, God's not making any more of it. And the population in Southern California has outgrown the area. They're building a brand new interstate or highway through Antelope Valley, California, right? So when you start seeing Walmart and Warren Buffett and the armed forces and NASA and the Olympics in the next 8 to 10 years looking at this area, we already scooped it up. Your membership allows you to get the land wholesale. Pretty remarkable. So Larry, let's talk about the money real quick and get out of here, man. What is the bonus that everybody should really focus on coming out the gates? Because success loves speed. How does this momentum bonus work for people that want to make some money?